What's up? What's up? What's up? What up? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I know I'm a little bit late. I got out of the gym a little late. I apologize. My bad. What up, blood? Blip, blip. Blip, blip, blip. So, one of my friends put out a very good video this morning, right? And the context of the video was basically, what do you think you're doing waking people up, right? And so I thought we would talk about that, right? Because, you know, not for nothing, but, you know, some people punch you in your sleep if you wake up out of their sleep, you know? You want to talk about the royal family? Oh man, that's a whole lot to dig into right there, my guy. All right, yeah. If we're gonna get into the royal family, I got to build you a connection real quick. Hold on one second. If we're gonna discuss the royal family, I have to add stuff to my inventory because I haven't gotten to that section of the book yet. Okay. But I'm gonna tie some things together for you right now that's gonna fuck your head up, right? Okay, so I want you to notice some shit. First, we're gonna start with. Let's see. Let's go to a new page real quick. Well, I'm gonna show y'all some shit. I'm gonna put some links together that you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Okay, first off, I want you to notice something, right? You have Dracula. All right. Now, Dracula comes from what area, right? Let's see. Do we have information on this real fucking Transylvania, right? From Dracula, right? It's from Transylvania, right? Now, where is Transylvania located, right? You guys want to get on an interesting subject? Let me show you some shit. Look. I gotta show you some shit. Okay, look, watch this. Okay, so in Transylvania, you have the Dracula who comes from what bloodline? What's the name of the family? Anybody in the chat? Does anybody in the chat know the name of the family? Oh, it is the same, Jace. It is the same. I want to show you something, right? Right? There's a lizard that's located in. You gonna make me pull up a video. Hold on. I gotta show you something. Wait. We're gonna do it this way because I thank you for reminding me about this because I forgot about this. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something, right? Because it's something I dug up like a year or two ago, and you're gonna love this shit. Watch this. Not Kato, even though I would save this beat because Kato makes some dope beats. But that's how we're getting on the subject. I want to show you something, right? You want to talk about the royal family? Let me show you a connection I found a long time ago. And thank you for reminding me because I have to put this in my book. Yeah, it's about Vlad the Impaler. And I also, okay, so right here in the completed world history, right? You gotta give me a second while I find this video. Oh, you're gonna love this. Oh, because the shit that I be stumbling on when I start digging into stuff is ridiculous. All right, mute that one. All right, so 36 parts to this. Let's see. Okay, where is the one with the royal family on it? I should have put fucking labels on this shit. Let's see. Pangea. Greek gods. The Anunnaki. I think I'm getting into the area of it. Hold on a second. Look, let me see this right here. Hold on a second. I gotta show you something.
So these are the inhabitants.
All right, so these are the
of the Caucasus Mountains. If you notice, you have the Asiatic black man.
Can we skip forward? Hold on.
Started splicing with the animals of the Caucasus area.
All right, there's that.
And starts you to create all of the scene here again. Works.
All right, so it's not this one. Evidence of the royal dragon bloodlines. Here we go.
See, this is why you didn't want me looking into shit now, because I'm going to put all these fucking pieces together. Okay, so back to the story, right? So check this out, right? Let's get the map up. Okay, now hear me out. Okay, right? So this on the other side of the world and they didn't come, except for the ones that all went and hidden. Think about it like this.
We do get into giants.
And little fucking,
Well, I'm looking for the
over here to
bloodline.
Caucasus Mountains and started mixing
All right, look, check this
their
out.
genealogy with all of the different fucking animals in the area in this luscious little forest. You know, the apes, the
Okay,
dogs.
to be clear, what the completed world history is, right? What my playlist, the completed world history is the combination of all the different religious texts and the history of the timelines put together. So basically what it does is takes the story of the Anunnaki, it takes the story of the Bible, right? The Bible, the creation story versus the creation story. It's the two creation stories, and I put them both together and started building a timeline and geography off of it. Okay, so if you watch this playlist, this is basically the combining of both sides of the creation story. One story, we have the creation where it says that you come from the creator, and in the other story we have the creation where it says that you come from the aliens. So we combined the two. That's what I did, is I put the two of them together and then started looking up the geographical locations and all the myths and all the creatures in the myths and all the stories in the myths. That's why there's 36 videos on this playlist. It got serious. It got pretty far into it.
The wild boar, the rooster, all these wild animals, which is why all this genius
All right,
had that argument with the people in Egypt. Okay, so.
All right, so that's not it. Where is the one with the dragon
Yeah,
bloodlines?
good.
Dragon
I fucking told you
bloodlines.
it was gonna get good.
Hold on a
See, this
second.
is why you didn't here. All of this is what all.
Oh, I'm looking for it. Hold on, I got to find it because there's one on Vlad the Impaler and the royal family and how it all ties together. Because I found it when I was doing this.
Deep breath, people. All right, look, check this out. We got. Okay, now follow me.
Ancestors, to click the playlist.
The Bible.
Oh man.
Hey, you know what the funny thing was is, well, after I did all this, then all of a sudden all these other stories started coming out across fucking multimedia and shit.
The Bible.
But hold on, I want to show you the dragon bloodline because it ties the families from the presidents in America to the royal family to Vlad the Impaler. So hold on, I just got to find the one with the right pictures on it. Map. I think this is the Phoenicians.
Okay, so running through history, we're gonna go back to the map so I can show you where the Phoenician Empire was.
Yeah, this is the Phoenicians.
So, after having their ass handed to
But look.
on, right, children to get their time going because without weaker and weaker.
All right, not that one.
So let's get back into the world history.
Oh, why won't this thing let me skip ahead?
So, because of what was
All right, this is the Phoenician stuff.
sacrifice and the torturing of man that was going on to set free that revolt.
If you think the Book of Enoch is interesting,
Not that one.
theology, it's a paradigm shift.
Yo, I gotta find it, yo. I gotta show you.
Did you know the oldest ancient text?
What if I? So, thoughts of my. Okay, now follow me along here for history.
I think I'm missing some of the videos, yo. I think some of them got deleted or something.
The auction block is still standing down.
All right, this was talking about the slave trades. This is how it all started, right? Okay, right. This is how it all started, right? It was everybody was discussing slavery in America, right? And the auction blocks in America, and then I was looking into the trade routes of what they say were the trade routes, and I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't even make sense. Like, how they claiming that we came from Africa, but like the trade routes go from America to Africa, then back to America. So if it goes from America to Africa and back to America, then where's the... Wouldn't it be the opposite? Wouldn't it be coming from Africa to America and back, dropping off slaves and going back and picking up more, not from America? You get what I'm saying? Which led down to the evidence that, in fact, it was the opposite. It was the African Americans are the Americans that are in Africa, not the Africans that are in America, right? Yeah, I've definitely missed a couple videos because there was one that was completely on the royal family because I discovered, because look, this is the thing, right? When I was going over the map, what had happened was when I was going over the map, I found a certain kind of lizard in Russia, and the name of it was real. I was like, wait a minute, what? What do you mean that shouldn't be there? So I looked into it, and it turned out that like the lizard was from that area, and then that lizard turned out to be the same last name as Putin. Vlad. It was you understand? It was like little tiny pieces started coming together. So I typed, bro. It was the royal family is also the Bush family, which is also the continued line of Dracula, the real one, Vlad the Impaler, right? Now you have Vladimir Putin. Then you have George Bush. The Bush family is, if you put them all next to each other, they all look like they're fucking brothers and sisters.
Okay, now hear me out. This is where shit gets really crazy. Now,
So I'm trying to find that for you because I want to look up that lizard. I want to put it in my book, but I guess maybe now ain't the time to look it up. Maybe that's what it's really about.
All right, so now that we've already covered all that shit, let's get back to the fucking map, the regular map. Okay, we're gonna get back to the regular map of things. Okay, so check it out.
Oh wait, it'll be tagged in it, right? Awakening Mind, Myth, China, Chinese Dragon, Skull Nephilim, Anunnaki, Immortals, Gods, Anunnaki, History, Anunnaki, the Giants.
Sweden, Norway, all these different places that you find ancient.
I just realized that it'll probably be in my hashtags. It'll say like
fish god. Now, why was that dag on the fish god, and what was his
Great Flood, Biblical Dinosaur,
went around to each one of these different civilizations,
Pangea,
places where they had the undeveloped man, right? And his spaceship would pull up, it would drop out a body of water, and he would drop out. He was a merman. Okay, I'll show you that in a second.
I swear it should have been like right here, yo.
Lake, right? And he would come up to the edge of that lake. Holy fucking shit. Yo. I had to
Yeah, Trump's in there too.
We gotta go.
That's what people don't want to fucking. But that's why Trump destroyed it, was because he's part of the family. It's a family battle, yo. It's family grudges.
Now, this is Mount Caucasus area.
Okay, look,
Mount
check this out.
Caucasus is also known as the cradle of civilization. If you look it up, like, everybody's got a fucking nickname and shit. This is known as the cradle of civilization, which, kind of falls in line with everything that I was telling you. But to make it even further, you ready for the biblical reference? This is Turkey. This is Mount Ararat in Turkey. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but they did a radar scan.
Ooh, hey, everything I'm about to say is propaganda, right? Because we found out that in the book that I have from William, from the American Antiquities, that they're pretty sure that America has Mount Ararat in America, not this one that's listed on the map. They specifically talk about that in that book, how geographically speaking and the way that things are explained in the Bible, Mount Ararat over here is too tall, and the water never goes over the top of the mountain the way that it does in the biblical stories. So this can't be the correct Mount Ararat, that it has to be the one that's in the Americas. Plus the wood that was made from the ark was also from the Americas. Hey, what's good?
Of the map on Mount Ararat in Turkey, and this is
the
location.
Oh, no, that's real.
Fucking Noah's Ark. Now, what's that mean? That means that after the Great War,
right, so that was all the propaganda.
America, everything got burnt down, melted down with plasma, and flooded the fuck out, and all the fucking animals got brought over here to Mount Ararat, which is why as the Egyptian gods. Whew. Bet you didn't see that fucking coming, did you?
Yeah, we got the Yakub. Hey, look, right? This is the combination of both the stories, of the Bible stories versus the Anunnaki stories, right? That's what this is. That's what the completed world history playlist is. It's combining all of the mythology from the different cultures and putting it all together in the timeline. You get what I'm saying? That's what this playlist is.
Because it's about to get even fucking deeper. Okay, so check it out.
But with like actual geographical locations and shit.
Okay, so here's the deal, right? Was it Enki or Enlil? Okay,
See?
I can't remember which one specifically. I'll probably have to dive into the story again and reread it just to make sure I got this right. But one of the two brothers wanted to save humanity. One of the two brothers wanted to just wipe everybody the fuck out. He was like done with it. After the revolt and having to fucking burn everything down, and they had worked so hard to have everybody build up. Well, I guess they didn't work that hard. They let the fucking people that they created work that hard to build it. But after they burnt everything down, fucking one of them was like, hey, look, Noah was a Nephilim. He was like, yo, Noah, check this out, right? We're going to need you to build an ark because we need to save the animals of this place because we're going to recreate the fucking species after everything's wiped out. Nobody listened to fucking Noah. So what happened? Noah fucking built that ark, right? And then he packed up the fucking animals, put them in the boat, and sure enough fucking up, hellfire fucking rained down on everything. And as soon as everything was fucking set ablaze, they came through and fucking wiped it out with a whole shit ton of water and flooded the whole fucking country out. That's why everything's covered in fucking mud now. Exactly. So they took that boat and took their ass across fucking seas.
Oh, what happened?
Okay, right now check this out. Right now, as far as that genealogy goes, this is the thing that I find the most interesting about it. Right, is if you notice.
Yo, why can't I? Hey, what up? What up, Chief? Hey, if y'all want help with claiming your person, that's the man to talk to.
Roots of the trees and shit like that. You get it? Isn't it kind of interesting how all of that kind of fucking plays? Okay, I gotta make this video real quick so that I can set the record straight. Because if you ever notice, when things get left behind, they start to get covered in whatever's on the land, the trees, the forestry, and everything like that, right? Alright, so now that we've already covered all that shit, let's get back to the fucking map, the regular map, okay? Alright, so the Asian, the Indian, the Mongolian.
Duh, I gotta find this thing on Vlad the Impaler, yo.
Norway, all these different places that you find.
If you want, I'll go do this later. Yo, don't knock the hat, yo.
Now, why was that Dagon the fish god, and what was his story? Well, Dagon the fish god went around to each one of these different civilizations, each one of these places where they had the undeveloped man, right? And his spaceship would pull up, it would drop out a body of water, and he would drop out. He was a merman. Okay, I'll show you that in a second. Now, as a merman, he would drop out a body of lake, right? And he would come up to the edge of that lake, and what he would do was start teaching the civilizations. I guess they did this differently this time because when they were over.
Hey, look, but we know better now, right? Now we know why it was the fish, right? Now we know why it was the fish that Enki and Enlil represented, right? We all know why, right? Y'all been in here enough. You should know what the fish represent. The two hemispheres of the braid. Those are your fish. You get me? Those are your fish. Because Jesus gave 5 loaves and 2 fish onto the disciples, right? Why? Because the heart transfers the information from the brain throughout the body, right? The 2 loaves, right? The 5 loaves are the 5 lobes. The frontal, the perennial, limbotic, occipital, and the cerebellum. the 5 lobes of the brain. The 2 fish are the left and the right side of the brain. Why is it fish? Why is it fish that represent the brain? Anybody? Let's see. Let's see where y'all been at. Why would it be fish to represent the brain? Don't think too hard about it. It's not that difficult. It's not complicated. Don't overthink it. Why would fish be representing the brain? Bingo. Thank you, Maxine. See, look, nice and quick. Because your brain's in water. And it's got 2 separate sides, right? Both consume different things, both control different things. You get me? So it's the 2 fish.
And everybody looked like them, it was easier for them to figure out that and ancient civilizations of the area, it spreads out.
Hey, look, I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't think the map on the globe that you see or the map on the flat earth is a real map. And the reason I say that is because, look, right?
Okay, I got it.
Look, check this out. Look, we were getting into the subject of the giants.
Right? So, everything got blasted, right? Talking about all the Nephilim got caught. They couldn't get away from it.
Hey, what up?
See the faces? See the body? I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like somebody that died naturally. Looked like it was running from something, right? Got blasted and knocked over. The rocks look like they bleed, and they have bone in the middle of them, right? Even the sides of mountains look like rib cages or muscle strands. Doesn't that look like petrified blood? Like, this isn't even like Mount Rushmore. This is like on a whole nother level. Just giants on top of mountains everywhere, or are the mountains. Petrified trees they cut to short the oxygen. See? A giant horse. Another giant tree. So while they were out wrecking shit, some of us went and hid away off in the Grand Canyon in these little passages in there. And that's why there's a second Egypt, the one that was built over in Africa. But the remnants of everything from ancient times here seems...
Hey, you see what this says here? Hey, look at this. What? Hey, look. It's very simple. Hey, look, right? This is a cross, right? But it's just the bottom half and the right, which gives you your right angle, right? Which makes this, what? Righteous, right? So it's something righteous that's being poured out, right? Because what are you doing? You're pouring your heart out, right? Giving. See him walking, right? Through the word. See, these are backwards because you could only use the text. So one face is one way, one face is the other. I think they did it on purpose so you couldn't really write correctly with it. But
just have vanished off the face of the earth. Everything got nuked, hit with plasma weapons, all kinds of shit. That's why you see all the spaceships in the fucking pyramids and shit like that, right? And after everything got blasted, what happened? They flooded it out. If you look up the story of Dagon, who was, if you look at his face, he's either Enki or Enlil. It looked like one version of Egypt. That are Caucasian.
I'm bad. I'm just looking for the one that has to do with the bloodlines.
Right? AKA, is that what we...
All we're really doing is diving into the different...
Dragons were fucking real. you say, oh no, that sounds too fucking crazy. Yeah, okay. We weren't building these things. That's not a giant foot on the side of the mountain. That's not a rock with a fucking face on it. No, that's not a fucking alligator's face. Fucking dog, like y'all see this shit all the time, but just ignore it, bro. This is your. Okay, I had to take a couple deep breaths because it's so fucking exciting.
All right, look, check this out. I'm trying to find these the one with the bloodline on it, yo, because
I just put out, and you'll see why. It'll be uploading. Okay, I told you that shit was. Okay, so check this. Deep breath, people.
Human existence.
Your world up with this shit.
Hold on,
okay,
this
so
might be it.
Let's tie it all the fuck together, right?
Let's try this down.
Okay,
All I know is that it's at the end of the blood, at the end of the video.
That everybody inside, but not on the. We're creating country and history.
Not that one.
Deep breath, people. I'm about to fuck your world up with this shit. Okay, so let's tie
Skip
history.
to...
Which, if the melanated side, land full of the. Okay, so check this out. This shit is getting more and more fucked up. Deep breath, people. I'm about to fuck your world up with this shit. Okay, so let's tie it all the fuck together, right?
I know I was wilding out back then, but that was a couple years ago.
First off, I want to point out the fact that right here in the most rich and fertile land.
No, that's not it.
All right, look, check this out. We gotta continue with this thing. Hold on, because I'm about to do a whole fucking series about this shit.
It was getting
I
interesting.
think I'm fairly fucking on to something here.
Look, my bad, yo. I'm trying to find this fucking video, yo. It's starting to aggravate me that I don't know where it's at. Like, it should be on there because it had the whole entire royal family tied together with the presidents and with Dracula the Impaler.
Okay, now follow.
I need that info to put it into my book, and I don't even know because it was something that I had just stumbled across. So I need at least the name or something in order to build my fucking page off of it. And since somebody asked me about it, I wanted to fucking look into it.
And utilizing human beings as the Bible is plagiarized.
Oh well. But yeah, that's that playlist right there. There. Oh shit, I just typed that in on the computer. I'm a fucking idiot. Names of lizards. Was it a lizard or a bird? I think this would be the key. Duh, there's a specific fucking lizard. And I forget, and it's got something to do with the names. That's all that I can remember about it, yo. And I need to know what lizard this was. There's either a lizard or a fucking snake or... I promise you, yo. I think they took my video. I think they took my video, yo. Like, that video was on there. That was one of my favorite ones, yo, because it was crazy how I just, yo, it was just some info that I stumbled on. I was looking at a map. I think it was a map that I was looking at, and it had the name of like a lizard that was like standing in the area of Russia or some shit like that, and that lizard happened to be the same last name as some fucking something to do with like Dracula or something like that. And then I fucking looked into Dracula, and it turned out that was where the Queen's bloodline came from. And then it was also turned out that that was President Bush's fucking bloodline, which also makes it the rest of the presidents' bloodlines. Duh, yo, I already did, yo. Is it draconian? Is that what it is, yo? It is the... I know it was something stupid simple that everybody talks about, but I didn't... Is it called a draconian lizard, yo? Are you serious? Oh, that would be hilarious. Draco lizards that are... And... Let's see... It's in Russia, right? Let's try this. Reptiles. Turkish Empire. That is Turkish, isn't it? Meadow Viper. Let's look at the list. I gotta find that tie. I have to have that tie. Why is it doing a north and... It says Transylvanian reptile. Let's do... Hey, what did you say it was again? Turkish, right? That's why they always show you movies about Dracula, because they're telling you hints about how to find the trace back to who's really running the shits. That's really what it is, yo. It's really ignorance. It's really ignorant how they really put everything out there like that. Because then it's really bad. You know why it's really bad then? Because it really is just the fact that, look, right? This is the thing. This is the thing, right? Is you should care about your life. Right? You should care about your life. So if they put all the information out about all the things that they're doing to you for free for you to see, and you just choose not to go and look and just keep on la-di-da the fuck by, whose fault is it then? You get what I'm saying? Like, do you understand the logic behind that? They're not doing anything to you that you don't allow. And that is a fact because everything that happens to you comes out of your mind. That's why it's important what goes into your mind, right? So to understand when I show you things and when I dig into things with you, I'm showing you two things. Either one, just that they're not what they say that they are, or two, that if there's actually something positive about it. You understand? I can give you one of two perspectives on everything. Anything that you're hung up on, I could prove to you it doesn't exist. It's just you. It's just your trading. Forgive yourself. You can't do that till you forgive somebody else, because that's a different version of you. You got to forgive yourself for the different ways that you act. Right? See? Look, right? Shit's out of order. Shit's out of order whenever you believe that it is. You understand? And I went through that whole long phase of years of fucking just drowning myself in all of the horrible things that are actually taking place. Like, I did my digging. I know so much shit. It's disturbing. It got to the point that I could predict things. And I got, well, my boy passed away, but his girl, she'll verify it if she's ever on TikTok. She'll verify it. She'll tell you I avoided a whole government-made tornado that I knew was coming, that nobody fucking saw coming but me, apparently. And I tried to warn everybody. I told everybody they had to get out of fucking Jersey. I told them shit was about to get fucking, because everything, I was paying attention to everything they were putting in the paper and everything they were putting on the news, and it was just like, oh, they're about to fucking rain down on this place, and they literally made it rain. I didn't know what was coming. I just knew something big was about to fucking hit, right? I didn't know. All I know was that the end game was going to be martial law, and sure enough, they fucking rocked the tornado straight through that shit and put everybody under martial law. It was the final straw. Was this headline that read that somebody got shot in the head out in front of the bar. After that, I was like, all right, that's it. That's the last time. It'd been so much shit going on, right? So I tried to tell everybody. Nobody believed me, right? But I called my boy up out in fucking St. Louis. His name's Jason too, right? And I called him up and I was like, yo. I was like, some shit's about to go down here. I need to get the fuck out of here. Can I come out there and just chill? Cause like shit's getting crazy. It's about to like really go down here. He was like, yeah, come on. So I fucking hopped on the Greyhound, took my ass out to St. Louis and fucking went and chilled it, stayed at his house and was living there for like 2 months or some shit like that. It's good times, man. Actually, I stayed there a little bit longer than that. And then I came back. I think I did, or maybe I went somewhere else. I don't know. I was doing a lot back then. I was moving around like crazy. I didn't give a fuck. But look, right? It was like Storm Chasers. For me, it was like Storm Chasers, but reverse. Like it was like, oh, I know they're about to set some shit off, and I would just I would warn everybody and dip. Nobody listened to me, but it got me on a fucking watch list. It got me on a watch list for being able to figure this shit out. You know, like everybody was like, yo, you gotta stop talking about this shit so publicly. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, what do you mean don't talk about it publicly? Like, you have to talk about it publicly. If you don't talk about it publicly, how the fuck's anybody gonna fucking get together and do anything? Like, what do you mean? You can't be scared of a government. Do you know what the definition of a government is? It is a figmented business. It's a fake business. It's something that that instills a seat of power through subservience that is agreed upon by the mind and nothing beyond that. It's a false entity all up in itself. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah, governmental. Yeah, no, exactly. No, that's literally, you understand? Like the government itself, if you look up the definition, it is a figmented, it is something of the imagination. You don't have to participate in that shit. That's a game. You're participating in something. You're like, okay, yeah, you're in charge of me. Are you sure that's what you want? You're like, hey, don't worry. I don't need free will. Here, take it. You're like, I can't do this shit on my own. I can't handle this. I'm good. You send me out a babysitter. Make sure I have babysitters everywhere that I go. I need them on every other block, just to make sure that I don't do something stupid. Are you sure that's what you signed up for? I don't remember that being the part they told you in high school. And like nobody would even know we're having this kind of conversation right now because all we got is lizards on the screen. You get some zoologist coming in here hear about fermentation and eggs and fucking creation of fucking multiple species through genetic splicing and creating a type of lizard that can shift colors and grow back limbs in the blink, in a twinkle. Just imaginary, fast as fuck. And poof, now we're making one. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That's how you create things, right? You just put pieces together. Okay, and they're gonna come in here for that, and it's gonna be like, no, we're talking about the de facto government that is out of line, that is actually trying to rob everybody a million times over, that we understand is nothing but estates and trusts that we haven't registered yet. Yo, go register your estate. Hey, go. Look, let me show you something. Let me tell you something. Okay, look. Let me show you something. I'm gonna learn you something real quick. See this? See this page right here? Okay, you go to this page right here. Okay. Wait, is this the right one? I think it's the right one. Let's see. Taxes, tax record, refund, sign, payment. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Apply for EIN. Okay, you go to that, right? Apply for EIN, right? Online right now. Apply online right now. Let me learn you something real quick. All these people think these things are complicated. It was shown to me. I'm gonna show it to you. Begin application. Look at this. Look. What's that say right there? What does that say right there? What does that say right there? Estate. You have a dead entity. They keep telling you that you have a dead entity. That's what you're using for your business affairs. Is a dead person. Right? See, the estate pays any debts owed by the decedent and distributes the balance of the estate's assets to the beneficiaries of the estate. Let me read that again. An estate or decedent estate, that's you. That's your birth certificate. Or succession is a legal entity created as a result of a person's death. The estate consists of the real estate and or personal property of the decedent, balance of the estate's assets to the beneficiaries of the estate. So, you are the beneficiary of that estate, are you not? Don't they tell you that you're the beneficiary of that estate? Why haven't you registered your estate? Continue. So, what it is, an estate or decedent estate is a legal entity created as a result of a person's death. So, what do you want to do? You want to look up what a person is, right? So we go to law definitions. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to go to the Office of Person. Ooh. Office of Person Management. What could this be? Oh, that's personnel. Hold on. That's the wrong thing. Personnel. Oh shit, I spelled it wrong. No wonder. My bad. Office of person. Oh, that's why you had to go. Okay, I get it now. That's why you had to go and get the PDF of it. Office of person. Watch PDF. I forget what it was, y'all. Anyway, look. Just do this. Law definition of person. Just do that. Any individual person as well as natural and legal entities. Natural and legal entities. Hey, what up, Moon? What's going on, my lovely friend? A person is a human or non-human legal entity that is treated as a person for legal purposes. Do you know how law works? How law works is anything that is not mentioned on purpose. So notice how this is not for a man or a woman. It's for a human. Now, what a human is a monster. A human is a monster. That's somebody that is pretending to be a man, right? Because it's the color of man versus man. You understand? So when you call yourself black, when you call yourself white, when you understand, you're letting them know that you in fact operate under the human person, not a man or woman, but a person or a human. Right? Or a non-human legal entity that is treated as a person for legal purposes. A non-human legal entity. Right? An estate or decedent estate is a legal entity created as a result of a person's death. A person's death. Not a man or a woman, a business entity. You have to be very specific about your verbiage, right? About the way that you put these things together. The estate consists of the real and or personal property of the deceased person. See, this is why once you create your estate, you put everything in the estate's name, because the estate is a dead entity. And when you put everything in the estate's property, you're then only supposed to get the benefits off of it because the estate is covered by what? The treasury. So you're nothing but what? The beneficiary. Everybody tells you you're the beneficiary. Well, this is where you make it official so that you can actually utilize it. Right? The estate pays any debts owed by the decedent and distributes the balance of the estate's assets to the beneficiaries of the estate. So you are the beneficiary. So the estate, right? This is why, see, my problem right now is that I'm having trouble getting into my Treasury Direct account that I created. Like, because I made it a long time ago and I forget where I saved all the information for it. And so now it's like a fucking monster trying to get into there. So I can't finish setting my stuff up. But this is where you register your estate. It's just the IRS. You go to get the EIN number, and right there at the bottom it says the estate. Right? So you list yourself as the beneficiary of the estate, but when you list yourself, you don't put all three names. You just put the two, the first and the last. Jason, you get what I'm saying? Because that separates you, but that also gives you ownership over the estate itself. You understand? Which is why you have to go and get your live birth certificate certified by the courts. Oh, now it all makes sense. See, now the process makes sense, right? Because once you register the estate, you registered this as the decedent. So then you take your live birth certificate, get that officiated by the different levels of government so that each one acknowledges that you're the living person. You take that and then you register yourself to the state. The reason you're registering yourself to the state is because that takes you out of the registration of the Corporation of America. You get it? Which makes it so that you're now able to still operate as yourself, but now you're not physically owned by that corporation. You get me? Now you own the asset that was created within the corporation for your benefit, because they can't do anything to something that's not theirs anymore. You get what I'm saying? That's why see, it all makes sense, because all of that, what that does is nullifies it. Once you claim ownership of that, right? Because this is the real government right here. Right? So once you claim ownership of that, that's a dead number now. Which is why they give you the EIN to use it. Creating your entity that's backed by it. Oh. Okay? Huh? Well, I'd be the executor of my estate, if anything, the person in charge of ordering who's in charge of what. All right? And then you can appoint fiduciaries, you can appoint trustees, you can, tell somebody to take care of the shit for you. The IRS is a business. It's the foundation business for all entities. But the difference is that the IRS is owned by the people, which is why they're the ones that take care of the trafficking of the bills through the Treasury. You get what I'm saying? Right? They told you right now that you're dead at sea, right? This is how you claim that you're here now and that you're the real person. And you get what I'm saying? That's the fucking ticket to it. Yeah. I've been waiting for it to just, like, it's all made sense. You understand? It's all made sense. But until I actually did this, none of it really made sense. You get what I miss? Like you get what I'm saying? No, you don't. You don't sell your soul. My birth certificate with the soul footprints on it is on its way to me right now. so that I can go register it at the different levels of government. You understand? Your parents had the real one somewhere. That's why I go and take that piece of paper and claim it at the courthouses to let them know that it's mine, and they sign off that it is indeed mine and in my possession, and by them signing off, that is them saying that we don't own this. So, see, authenticate, right? First you authenticate it, right? Put your name, middle name, last name, social, blah, blah, blah. Press continue, right? When you press continue, you go down to the details, and it's really simple. Like, they'll ask you what your name is. You say it's this and this, and leave out the middle name. You understand? That's how you, because your decedent existed when your person was created when you were officially on paper. That's when your person was created. So the death of that, right? Your birthday is your birthday. The death day is the date you'll find that there's a second date on your birth certificate that has the filing day. The filing day is the day that you got shipped off to sea. You were filed away. They defiled you. So now, what you're going to do is claim that, put yourself as the executor, and then list yourself as the beneficiary. Well, that's a different part of it, Tina. That's a different part of it, right? That makes it so that, nobody else can use your name in commerce if you're lucky enough to be able to get it. So once you do that, you're going to have to clear up all your shit, right? Get everything all nice and level, right? So that's the easy free part right there. Everybody tells you a million different steps to go through, and you're like, but why? Well, because this is what they're like, because this is the easy part. You get what I'm saying? So, no, not Bram Stoker's. What the fuck? No, man. Vlad's Law, Dracula, Walichi, Waiweru and damn, that's a hell of a name, yo. That's a lot of names right there. But yeah, yo. Dog, it's gonna take so much digging to find out all the information to put the whole bloodline back together again, yo. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous. But this guy is tied to Putin, which is tied to... Oh, look. Actually, they talk about it. That's the other thing, is they actually put it in your face, right? Now, it doesn't matter that that's the bloodline that they're from. It doesn't mean that they drink blood necessarily. You know, I know we hear a bunch of stories and stuff like that, and like a bunch of blah, 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 but, you know, whatever. Who cares? Try it. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna die or you get what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Like who cares? I will try anything. I would try anything to save my life. If that motherfucker came after me, I would try to kill him even if he was invincible. So it doesn't matter to me either way what they say about these things. But I do believe that it's not a real story. It's the same thing as all the other stories. Because look at what he's... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would the centerpiece count as the 9th point? Or no? That'd be reaching, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. That could also be reaching. Let's see. Is there any type of symbolism in the pictures? Is what the question is. Because the pictures will tell more than the words will, right? I just want to see if there's any actual, like, shit from back then. Pictures or statues that fucking... If he was just a regular dude. Or if he knew some shit. If he knew some shit, there'd be symbolism in his shit. Maybe. Not really. Not really. Seems like he was just some crazy dude that liked to impale people. I wonder if that was the bedtime story for kids out there. To keep them from, like, running the streets and shit like that. And if it's because they have, like, an abundance of bats or something. Because, you know, usually folklore has something to do with some type of a local animal. That way it seems more realistic. Gives it a certain physical feel. When you can see the thing that it could be. Right? It's a mind fuck for children is what it is. That's what it basically boils down to. Whether it happened or not, who knows? Possibly. It's possible. It's definitely possible, but... I know this dude's tied to everybody that's in charge of everything. I know that thing for sure. At least that's what the bloodlines all lead to. But you guys don't want to watch research. You want to see done work. I get it. Let me get some of my burdock. Alright. Let's put that away for later. I don't even remember what we were originally talking about. But it's been a while since we've touched on the Putin's bloodline and the royal family's bloodline and all the president's bloodlines are all the same. It's all the same. They're all tied together. Like not even far apart. Like it's like all pretty close. Pretty well knit. We already had the one little girl that proved that all of the presidents were related, including Obama. Like every single one of the presidents was related. And they're also tied to the royal family. And the royal family all comes from Vlad the Impaler's line. Well, they are the underworld, technically. They ran everything from beneath the scenes, right? You get it? No, I love this school. Like, you really gotta, like, you know how old all this shit is? Like, how long this knowledge has been out and not like, it's been out for, like, my brother Frank started this shit back in MySpace days. That's when he was public with it, was back in MySpace days. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was back then, right? And it's just continued and grown. So it probably took about 5 or 10 years to put those curriculums together that they created, right? I thought it'd be so dope. Like, this is a good school. Because, look, right, the reason that you need to know symbolism is because when they're showing you stuff, it's not that they're showing you, they're showing somebody else something, right? There's orders and instructions and it all depends on how you're able to see, like what you're able to see. It's like what fucking Jordan Maxwell was saying, right? I think it was like a quote from the Bible or something, let he who has eyes see, or let he who has ears use. I don't remember what it was exactly, but like I only heard it the one time, right? And I was like, ooh, that's nice. Let me share this. It was fucking, because he was breaking down some shit about Mount Sinai, which is actually the Jewish word for fucking the moon and God, which is crazy. But the man does his research on that type of shit. It just verifies more of the shit that I be talking about. I'm like, see? You know what I'm saying? Frank Burrell. That's my brother Frank. Yeah, he's the one that created all this stuff. He's the one that got it all started. Way. He's the founder. But he's busy doing other stuff. Like they're busy putting together the next curriculum. So I'm the one doing, like he used to do lives like how I do lives. He used to do that all the time. Did it for years. And then fucking they got the curriculums together and that shit was dope. Like, what up, Hughes? But yeah. So, we do have curriculums that are available for this if you're wanting to learn more. You can go through myself or you can go to Mental Magic Omniverse on Facebook or mentalmagicomniverse at gmail.com. There's Mental Magic Omniverse on Instagram. Like you can reach into them directly. It just might take a little while just because, they're busy doing other things right now. But if you want to learn, like, all right, look, let me explain something to you. All right, the things that I'm teaching you are, some of it is this, but the majority of it is what I've learned after learning this. You understand? But I now represent this. I've represented this for like a year or so now, right? Officially. Like I am a minister of the Mohammedan people, which makes me a representative of Mental Magic Omniverse, right? And it's our duty to share this information. This is all public information right here. All the stuff that I discuss with you is public information. You get me? The books that I have are the things that I learned after I learned to be able to understand these things. You understand? So if you ever want to know how to like decipher all this stuff and learn for yourself, my friend, there's many speculations on that. All I know is that depending on what angle you look at it from, either you made you, something that's not part of you made you, or you came from evolution. It all depends on what you want to take. You understand? Like, I'm just here to help people that want to see it from that want to understand it from the perspective that I've gained. You get me? From the things that I've studied and the things that I've learned through this, and then through like all of my own studies that go as far back as from like, I got into psychology probably like, and I'm not talking about going to school, I mean studying people myself. I did that by my own decision because of things that I experienced, right? And the things that I experienced made me question why it was that people thought the way that they thought. And what it was that was influencing them and how it could be undone. That was my intention since like the age of like 11. Trust me when I tell you that there's a million different things that I could have done. But I legitimately spent all of my time deciphering people. Like, I would go to like psychologists and stuff, and instead of like talking to them, I would try to take them apart. Like, they would all give up eventually, and just they'd be like, look, like I had the papers, right? I had the papers once, and it basically stated that they couldn't do anything with me because they were never getting anywhere. I was just running them in circles trying to pick them apart. Look, right? Like, not for nothing, but I was able to read and pronunciate multiple different languages with ease. I was reading at like a college level when I was like, because they had me taking IQ tests and all kinds of bullshit. I was reading at a college level when I was like 7. like I was like, you know how when you're in elementary school, how you go through that book club where everybody reads like Goosebumps and shit like that, and like R.L. Stein books and fucking little kid books and shit like that. I went to the library and took out It by Stephen King. That was my book for the book club. Okay. Understand that like I could have did like a billion different things with my life, but my whole life ended up being trying to figure out why it was that people thought the way that they thought, and what it was that was influencing it, and how it could be changed. You understand? Has been my, because I've experienced all kinds of fucked up shit all over the place. Like, it's not generalized to one specific area. It's not generalized to one specific type of person. There is no generalization of color going on. Like, it's all across the board. It's the same thing. It's the same mentality, right? So I've been trying to figure out how to unravel that and what it is that was driving that, and it's led me to a lot of different things, right? It's led me to a lot of different things. And that's why I was able to break life down to a very simple little wheel. Okay, I've talked to all kinds of people, from billionaires to fucking homeless people. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I've motherfucking lived in a van. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I've never found like this whole roof over the head thing to be like a super necessary thing for myself. I'd rather just do what I want to do. You get me? So yeah, so I've found, like, most people that have problems stuck in one of these areas. These are people's main hangups right here. And so that's why we bring it to light how much it's guaranteed, so that it won't be so much of a bother when it happens, but more of a question that can be aimed at what it is that we're actually trying to tell ourselves about, rather than getting stuck in the shit. You understand? Because I've seen it. Everybody that's mad about shit is feeling like they're failed and that they trapped, and they walk around dark and dead inside, feeling older and older as the days go by, right? They don't, you don't hear them talking about, I feel as young as I was. You never hear them say that shit, right? They have no, right? It's all being trapped in failure and loss, right? These are the main things that seem to ail people, right? So we try to redirect them so that we can bring them out of that darkness that they're stuck in, so that they won't be so angry anymore. All right? And what's that do? That builds a little bit of security, which makes them feel brand new, right? Which makes them feel alive, which makes their days brighter, which makes their load lighter, which makes them feel free, which leads to success, so they feel like they won and they're always feeling joy. You don't have to be happy, but you'll at least feel joy. You can be taken out of any of these over here, right? Because they only exist by what? The way that you view things, right? The light. Right? How you view the light can be dark, but it's still light that you're viewing, regardless. You understand? Ooh, 1 second. Get my water. Where the fuck? Where did I put it? No, that's not it. Hold on, I need my water. Hold on. I figure out where I left this shit. Don't worry, I filtered it. And then put it in a bottle. So, anyway, like I was saying, right? There's a lot of people that's lost right now. And I'm not trying to do anything but help them build up a little bit of belief in themselves, first off. And the easiest way to do that is to teach you to acknowledge the things that you're already doing. You get what I'm saying? The things that can't be taken away from you. So that you can focus on those things. So that you always feel that there's... You get what I'm saying? Like, think about that for a minute. There's all sorts of parts of you that you can never deny are still working. You just have to take control of them. What's this word destiny? Destined? Where did destiny come from? I have to look into that. Because when I hear destined, I hear destruction. Like, I don't know why, but like, where else decimal, right? That's 10. All right, think about that. Where'd that word even come from? Who made that word up? You don't wonder these things. They don't. These questions don't cross your mind. Like, knowing how things really are, right? That's the thing. This is what they talk about when they say that once you supposedly open your eyes, as they call it, if you're woke, whatever the fuck, right? what they're talking about is the fact that once you start being able to read things the way that they really are, you really can't go back to not seeing them anymore. Because now there's so much around you that you missed. Right? If you'd have known it as a little kid, it'd have been nothing, because you'd have been growing up reading it, which means that you would be, it wouldn't be. But as an adult learning this shit, and everywhere you look, it's everywhere. You're like, fuck. Like, it's really everywhere. You're like, I've missed all of this. Like, there's all this information. Right? Imagine being able to walk down the street and know that, hey, look, there's some symbols on this building and the way that the building's shaped. And okay, so that's actually a little temple that's hidden in plain sight. With like secret writing on it so that people know that it's hidden there. Yeah. But to the untrained eye, right, these would be things to ward you off. Why? Because you're not knowledgeable enough. You haven't reached that point yet. And if you haven't reached that point, then coming in would be what? Destructive. Instead of productive. So once you see the things for what the things are, right? Once that veil is lifted, then you know that there's certain places that are encoded with the type of information that you're diving into. Because it all boils down to the same things always. No, I get that. There's a lot, right? There's a lot of disconnect in those type of things, right? People don't realize how destructive the church really is, right? It's so heavy programming in there, and it's really hard to get people out of it. It basically takes like either their life like breaking completely, or them just realizing that it's been them. Like, I don't know. Like, it's really hard to get people out of the church. It's not as easy as you would think. It's a lot of psychology in there. That's why I don't like reading books like that. Like, I can't read the Bible for a long period of time. There's too much psychology in it. See, this is my thing, right? Okay, like a lot of people laugh when I tell them that I don't read. Right? There's a reason that I don't really read stuff. Like, if I go and research something, I will read into it, but I won't read a whole thing that somebody wrote about something. I won't allow that type of overtaking. You understand? Because there's only so much that my brain processes at a time, and it's a lot. Like, don't get it twisted. My brain processes a lot at a time. That's why I'm able to cover so many different subjects and shit. But the thing is that it can very easily get overwhelming. You get what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot of digging. Like nothing ends. Nothing goes to a finality. You understand? Everything keeps going. There's always a tie to something else, and there's always a tie to something else, no matter what it is that you look into. You can tie things all the way back to as far back as you want to. If you really want to, you can tie it back to dirt. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can take something back that far. So, I wouldn't want to allow somebody's influence to affect me like that. Like, I have all of the books that everybody talks about. I have all of them. They've been given to me. You understand? They were given to me because, like, people that believed in those books also followed me. So people, when they got their hands on them, they would just give them to me. Oh, nice. Yeah, see, my dad was like that, right? My dad was one of those people that had to study everything. But he studied everything. Like he would, like my uncle gave a good example. Um, he said that my dad was the type of guy that would buy a TV, but he wouldn't turn the TV on until he finished reading the book about how the remote operated. And my dad, he was right. That was very true. Like my dad was that analytical. Now I'm the same way, except the opposite. I don't like to do the reading part because for me, all the information is just there. The only time that I read things is when I'm looking for things to back up the things that I'm telling you about. And then I find all the solid evidence that's necessary to prove it. It's always been that way for me. And I don't know. That's just how things work for me. You would be surprised how much shit that I actually learned just by fucking interaction. Like just by talking to people, just by being around certain types of people, you just pick up things. You get what I'm saying? So I share the things that I pick up because the things that I pick up, I don't know. I feel like they've done me pretty good. They've done me enough justice to the point, like okay, right? So look, you gotta understand, right? When I was like 12, no, 11, it was like 11 or 12. I forget exactly what it was, but it was like 11 or 12. I got locked up. I went to juvie. I only went there for like a couple of months. And they shipped me over to a children's program. Like I went and lived at the children's program, and I stayed there for about 9 months. It's only supposed to be like a 3-month program, but I was there for like 9 months while they were trying to figure out where I was going to go. Right. So then I ended up living in one of them foster programs. It was like a home for boys and shit like that. Right. Because, I had a bit of a wild past, but most of it wasn't what people thought that it was. A lot of it I did do, but a lot of it was also lied about. There was a lot that got lied about, and I got the short end of the stick because nobody believes the kid. Plus, I was too proud to go back and say something. Like I was too proud about the shit that I was doing. Like I had too much thought. I knew too much. My mom and dad underestimated how much information I was absorbing when I was little because nobody knew that I was like a little smart kid and shit. And so fucking like I was watching like all rated R movies before I was fucking going to school and stuff. Like I was watching like The Color Purple. Like my dad made sure that I knew everything about racism before I even entered fucking kindergarten. like he was like you have to know this stuff. He was like, because you're gonna have to deal with this. He was like, so you need to know what it is so that you know what's coming, so that you're prepared for the shit. So like. Because, like, we were mixed, right? So, but we were the quota. Like, during that time, we were the quota family for the Air Force Base. We were the quota mixed family. There was one mixed family, one black family, one mixed of each kind. There was, like, one Mexican mixed family, one fucking Latin, one fucking, one Irish, there was, like, literally, there was one of each kind, and then there was everybody else. Okay, like that's what it was. That was it. So like we were known everywhere. It was an Air Force base. There was only there was only so many people on there anyway. So everybody knew us, and it was like that whole scenario that was in the movies of stay away from them because they're that fucking family. Like, it was literally like that. Like no lie, it was legitimately like that. All right. So, you know, that's what made me, you know, so because of all the shit that I went through because of that, fucking, like, everything that you see in the movies, damn near, uh, I had to go through, except for, like, being, like, sodomized or some shit like that. Okay? Like, I avoided that whole category barely by the skin of my teeth. Like, I had dudes trying to pick me up, like, when I was, like, a little kid and stuff. Like, it was weird, yo. Not at the Air Force Base. This was later on in life. But like, yeah, like, so I went through everything except for like sodomy. Like, you know, I've came home to, even as an adult, like I came home to like a noose hanging in the fucking carport because I lived, me and my girl were the only, like I was the only, like there was one black guy that lived there and he was okay with them calling him, you know, what we can't say on fucking social media. Like, and motherfucking, he was okay with that shit, and I rocked him. I was rocking everybody out there, not him. I didn't rock him. I mean, I was rocking everybody that was talking to him like that. Like they really didn't like me out there because like I was knocking motherfuckers the fuck around. Like I beat up a whole fucking pool hall one day. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. I was in there. There was nobody else in there. They were like, all right, go ahead, you can play. And fucking, I was in there chilling and shit. And then next thing I know, a whole bunch of them showed up and tried to fucking have it out with me. So I rocked them all out. Nobody called the cops or nothing, of course, because they got their asses beat and shit by one person. But fucking, like, dude, like, shit was crazy. I've been through some crazy shit. So my whole question is why are people really like this? Like, what is it that is making people so fucking stir crazy over stupid shit like this? Like, why is it that people don't get to know you? They just fucking automatically assume shit and just act on it. Like, what is it that's driving people to think in this way? Like, that was basically my whole fucking mentality. So, like, all my little nerding, as you want to call it, went into fucking talking to people, getting in people's heads, figuring out what was going on, and then back then I was doing a bunch of research and shit. I was looking up documents and pulling up fucking, you know, all that type of shit. You know, that was like, we're talking about like when I was a kid, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so my whole thing was that, I don't know, somebody's got to fix it, right? If we all got to be the hero in our own story, you got to pick your battles, right? So I picked my battle. My battle was the psychological aspect of what's being done to everybody and how to unravel that shit. Yo, they loved me as a person, but they couldn't stand me for the things that I did, okay? Because everything that I did, I had a loophole for. Like, I knew all the rules. I would find out all the rules, and I would fucking, like... They would have to get me in trouble, but they technically couldn't get me in trouble, but they would have to get me in trouble. Like, that's what they didn't like about me. But they did like me because anybody that was starting shit in the classroom, I was lunging at them. Like, I didn't care who it was. It didn't have to be my business. It could have been talking shit to the teacher, could have been talking shit to one of the other kids. Like, I just fucking handled it. Right? So they loved that about me. They were like, nah, he keeps the order. But then on the other hand, fucking, like, I was always getting suspended. Like, it was affecting my grades and shit like that. Like, I was catching hands at the house, right? So I was catching hands at the house from my dad. Now, my dad, he was 6'6", 300 something plus pounds, motherfucking a giant. Okay, you catch your hands from him, you're not feeling hands from nobody else. Okay, no kid is ever going to hit you as hard as your fucking dad can. Okay, so I was like the Incredible Hulk when it came to fighting. Like, I was invincible. Like, there was if you hit me, I would just get angry. Like, you get what I'm saying? So like that made me a problem. Right? So but I wasn't bad about it. I wasn't bad. I wasn't going around bullying people and shit. But I did fight a whole bunch of bullies. That's what I got in shit with, was the bullies. And that was only because I had a whole bunch of them coming after me when I was in the military. Like, when I was in the Air Force Base, right? I was getting jumped by them constantly just for being there. You feel me? So, since I was fucking constantly fighting people in the military base. When I was fighting them, it was never like a one-on-one thing. It was always me versus like a whole bunch of people. Until me and my one friend. I had one friend the whole time I was there. Actually, two. I had two friends and I think two girlfriends. I don't know if the first one counted, but but I know the second one definitely legitimately counted, because she won permission to be my girlfriend in what do you call it, in a game of Monopoly against her family. So I got to go over for all the holidays and shit. I remember it was this little Filipino chick named Benora Bolton. That was when I was like, we left the Air Force when I was like 8. I remember because the place we moved into was J8 and I was Jason and I was 8 years old, and we moved into the place that had my signature on it, basically. Hey, yo, life has been like that, right? Like, understand that I've just been seeing symbols and signs and shit my whole entire life. You understand? It's just how I've been looking at things. It's how I analyze things. I can't help it, right? So, like, it's in my nature, I guess, right? I'm like super analytical. I can't help it. I can't help it. But I know that the things that I find are very fucking. I'm telling you, cat dog. I'm telling you, like that shit. Imagine going through a whole bunch of crazy shit. Hey, I think I'm the reason that they they offered my dad early retirement. I think I'm the reason for that, because like. Duh, shit just kept getting worse, yo, because I wasn't the back down type, and like I said, I was like damn near invincible because of my dad. So motherfucking going in there, like, I was hurting. I was really hurting people. Like, I put a kid in a coma but that was his fault. That's what he got for fucking harassing my sister, right? Like, I did my brotherly duty. I just didn't know how severe it was. I didn't know his fucking head was soft and shit like that. I had no idea. All I know is that he was making my sister cry and he wouldn't stop. And so I fucking dinged him up and grabbed him by his ears and slammed his head into a fence until I saw blood. But apparently that was his skull that was cracking. So he ended up being in a coma for like fucking months. And then shortly after that, lo and behold, fucking my dad got offered early retirement with half of his retirement or the chance to be let go. But that was also during the time that, we had the war going on with Saudi Arabia, so they were cutting people left and right. So they said that it was about that, but I think that the things that because that was like some high-ranking dude's kid or some shit like that. But it wasn't, he was bigger than me, I was a little kid back then. All right, I was little. All right, I was little. Like, I stayed in the 4-foot range for a hot minute. Okay, I was little. Okay, my sister, she was a giant. Like, I don't know, she's a year older than me, but yet somehow like her like I was short for my age or some shit like that. I don't understand it. Like it was weird, though. It was hard to explain. But like then all of a sudden I shot up like crazy out of nowhere. Like that's just how it happened. I went from like being like almost 5 foot to 6'4" in like a year and a half. It's just out of nowhere. It's like joop. Like, let your powers combine, and then I just fucking grew out of nowhere. You get me? So, like, I had a whole bunch of crazy shit happen, like. I had kids that would like chase me down and try to fucking jump me in the woods and shit all the time. Like, and it was my babysitter's kids, and they never believed me that it was fucking, it was them that started the shit with me, because it usually was them. They got mad at me. Like, one time I was outside collecting bees, right? I was outside just catching bees. I used to run around and catch bees in my hand. Right? I would see how many I could catch before they would sting me. I would get up to like 15 bees, 20 bees, something like that, and they wouldn't sting me, I just let them go. Every once in a while I'd get stung though. Nah, not in a water bottle. I'd just catch them in my hands. I was literally just running around catching bees, that was my thing to do. Now the hornets, I would kill the hornets, right? Yo. Let me tell you how good my aim used to be, right? I would stand around knocking hornets out of the sky with rocks. Like I would pick up rocks and fucking, because there was always hornets nests everywhere. Because in the military base they had playgrounds that were made out of monster truck tires. I mean, I can accept guests, but I'm really not. I'm really not right now. Like I always do, and then like I don't know. I just regret it. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it to you. I'm sorry. But like, I don't know. This is my therapy. That's why I come out here. I come to talk to people to fucking, do therapy and study and practice and shit. I wish I did. Okay. My bad. Sorry you feel that way. You have a great day, though. So anyway, there's a whole bunch of crazy shit, right? And it was like, my whole thing is I never really got mad at people for the shit that they did for me. I mean, did things that they did to me. I always wondered why. Right? I always wondered why people did the things that they did. Like, what is it that drives them to fucking feel the way they do? Most of them, it was their parents that taught it to them. But then, it was like, looking into that made me look back. All right, so if it was the parents that taught it to them, where'd they get it from? So I started looking into the things that were taking place during, like, the 60s and 50s and shit like that. Or what it said was taking place anyway, right? So as I was reading it, I was just putting little pieces together and stuff. And then I came across this thing called the Willie Lynch letter. I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. But see, the trick about the Willie Lynch letter, right? The trick about the Willie Lynch letter is that they made you think that they were only doing it to dark-skinned people, but the truth is that they were doing it to everybody, right? The process was being done to everybody. It was televised. Yeah, it was done heavily more in the black communities, if you want to call us black, but motherfucking, it was literally being done to everybody. It's just everybody was too blind to see it because everybody was too quick to yell at the other side, right? Nobody wanted to see that it was actually being done equally. Because, to a certain extent, it wasn't. You feel me? It didn't... The slavery and shit didn't really happen, but the repercussions of being taught that it did happen. You understand? There were horrendous acts that were acted out because of the things that were taught, but the things that were taught in themselves didn't truly happen the way that they're taught. You get what I'm saying? The whole whips and chains thing didn't happen, but then it became a thing afterwards, after being taught that it did happen. Because then it became an acceptable thing. That's why they didn't put that type of stuff on TV and shit like that. Was because they knew that how it would affect everybody. See, TV in America used to be the same thing that you see, how they say that TikTok is being ran over in China. Nah, Farida, it was the schools. The schools is how they did it. Everybody went to public school. Everybody went to public school and got taught new history and new way to look at everything. If you have the luxury of speaking to somebody from back then, which is almost impossible these days, but if you can find videos of it, they were teaching the whole flat earth thing and everything up until like probably like the 1930s is when everything really started changing. When all the history got rewrote and shit. There's videos of people talking to people in nursery homes and shit like that from those times that were like, oh yeah, we know when they started that whole new globe thing. We saw it. Like, you know, everybody's kids started coming home talking about the earth is a globe and stuff, and they started teaching that. They weren't teaching that in our day. All right, Hughes. Thanks for being here. Yeah. So, you know, that and the history that I learned from my own family, you know, I know that there's a big difference between the history that's taught now versus then. Everybody gets upset because they're talking about changing the history that they're teaching in the schools now. They don't realize it's already been changed like 1,000,000 times. Every year is changing. Just bit by bit. You understand? So, there's been a lot that's changed. There's been a lot that's changed in a very short amount of time. It's only been 100 years. The whole history has just been changed in the last 100 years. And that's what the shit was really about, was they were trying to change everything around. I don't even think the maps are real, yo. I really don't think the maps are real, just because if you look through those videos, there's a video where the map is just full of mythical creatures. Like each continent is like a mythical creature. Like literally. Like there's just a gang of them all over the place, and it's easy to see. I'm pretty sure the maps are fake. Like 100% fake. Okay. Okay. You tell me why Africa just happens to be exactly in the shape of a skull. Or why there's a fucking Pegasus, a fucking Godzilla looking creature. There's all the creatures that you grew up with as being like prolific creatures are found on the world map. Look, you don't think look. I think I'm bullshitting you. Look. I think I'll be making this shit up or something. No. No, not at all.
Here's a comforting thought for you. There's a new candidate.
Shut up. Nobody wants to hear it. I know they're not real. The fuck?
Dry fruit splash, and one sip will take you.
I swear I skip the ad. Hold on, it's gonna be slow.
Oh man. Okay.
Mute that shit. All right, look, right. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait.
Check this out. This shit is getting more and more fucked up because it's getting more and more deep, and it's actually tying together to a point to where it almost seems. Let me show you something. Now, the
Check this out.
lizard gene that is found in the DNA
I
is
told you.
called the Tartarus. Ticked and much slower speed of fucking reptile, right? Now check this out. Funny how his name is Tartarus, right? Although the Tartarus is actually a family of reptiles restricted to the rocky islands of all the coast of New Zealand today. It says restricted, right? That's the key word. It says that it used to be widespread, spanning Europe, Africa, South America, and Madagascar. Now, if you remember, the Asians would always have depictions of dragons, right? Now check this out. The purple area on this map is fucking the land of Tartaria, right? Now, where would Tartaria be on today's current map? Notice this spot right here? That would be right next to the Caucasus Mountains. Everything up here is called Tartaria. This is this right here, which means this is the area where that Tartarus lizard was actually native to. And to make things even more insane,
Check this out.
this is an image of Vlad the Impaler, known for taking his enemies, hanging them on fucking stakes, and drinking their blood and being considered a fucking dragon. What is interesting about that is that also known as the real Dracula. Now, Vlad the Impaler is, get this, you ready for this? He is the ancestor of the royal family. You know, the queen.
Yeah, the royal dragon bloodline.
Prince, or about to be king. A warlord from southeastern Europe in an area now known as fucking Romania. Which, as you can see, was part of the Tartarian Empire and is only a little bit away from the fucking Caucasus Mountains. Okay, I had to take a...
I told you. I told you it tied all together somewhere with a lizard. It's not ascended, it just secretes.
Okay, I had to take a couple deep breaths because it's so fucking exciting.
All right, hold on. Now, I think it's this one.
It got good, didn't it? I fucking told you it was gonna get good. See, this is why you didn't want me looking into shit now, because I'm gonna put all these fucking pieces together. Okay, so back to the story, right? So check this out, right? Let's get the map up. Okay, now hear me out. Okay, right? So this is where all the original wars were. This is where the Great Reset happened and where everything got blasted across the globe. That's why the majority of Nephilim that you find are all in these areas in the globe. All in the areas right here in the globe. It's not a shit ton of them up here. There's not a shit ton of them in Africa. There's not a shit ton of them over here. They're all them Nephilim bodies in history, all the giants are found in this fucking area right here. Okay, so y'all can kiss my ass with that. With that, oh, it's from the other side of the world and they didn't come there first shit. Look, let me explain to you exactly why you think that. Okay, so check this out, right? So after the Great War, the reason that gold and shit isn't the most prominent in America now is because we had over 2,000 fucking pyramids full of people that were mining all of the gold for the fucking Anunnaki. Okay, I don't understand how y'all not putting this together. That is why this land is depleted of it, and these lands still have it. Okay, that's because this land already had it fucking siphoned out of it. Okay, come on, keep up with me here, people. Now look, so check it out. So from here, what happens? Everybody got nuked, everybody got murdered, except for the ones that all went and hid in the mountains. Now, I can show you a video of a Nephilim fucking running around in Mexico fucking recently if you really want me to, but we'll get into that at a different time. Okay, I'm talking real fucking giant. Okay, now the Nephilim, I believe, were the smaller versions of the original Titans. Okay, I think that's how that is. Like, not okay. Look, but it's not necessarily a smaller version. Like, think about it like this. When you breed something to something, like some of it's gonna come out closer to the father, sometimes it's gonna come out closer to the mother, right? And this is why everything in the world is based off of your father. Like, oh, you're your father's son, not your mother's fucking son type shit. You get what I'm saying? Because the father of where it all came from, Enki and Nil and Lil, fucking, you know, Nephilim, all that shit. This is why this matters so much. Okay, so follow me here. All this is where the giants are. Now, what happened? They came over here, right? They came over here to the Caucasus Mountains and started mixing their genealogy with all of the different fucking animals in the area in this luscious little forest. You know, the apes, the dogs, the motherfucking pig, the wild boar, the rooster, all these wild animals, which is why all this genealogy is found in the Caucasian man. Okay? Now, you gotta realize that means that they're melanated, but not quite melanated, right? That's why we always have that argument with the people in Egypt that they're not the original Egypt. That's because they're the created people. Okay, so these are the inhabitants of the Caucasus Mountains. If you notice, you have the Asiatic black man. You have heavily melanated.
That's correct, Chips.
It's lighter. Let me show you more. Once again, inhabitants of the Caucasus Mountains. Here's one of the women of the old days. The Asiatic man holding the falcon. The Asiatic melanin. Even further back, as you can see, it's a little darker than my complexion, right? Didn't I tell you? You know why? You know why? All of semi-melanated? Because this is what happened. When the Anunnaki had overthrown America, what they did, when they wiped everything out over there, is they took some of the people back with them, because they wanted to keep some of the species, hence the story of Noah's Ark. The area was burnt down, people were massacred, and two of each kind, the male and the female, were brought over here to Africa, to the Caucasus Mountains. And from that, they started splicing with the animals of the Caucasus area, so that they would have a species of slave that was strong enough to do the work, but not smart enough to overthrow them.
Hey, look, these are the stories.
Weak enough to where they couldn't really stand the weather of the area, and so they had to be heavily garmented in order to preserve themselves. That way there would be less of a chance of an uprising. Hence, how you find in history Lucy, one of the oldest skulls in evolution. This is where the evolutionary theory comes into play, and starts you to create all of the half-human hybrids that you find in all of mythology that you thought were fake. Like the Birdmen, or otherwise known, on the larger scale, as angels, as seen here. And here. Like the Minotaur, seen here again.
All right. So now we all know what all these things really symbolize now, right? Or no? You get it? Why are they so angry and always charging at people and stuff? You know, the bull. You get it? The horsepower, because where is your horse at? Your horse is located at the base of your neck. The horsepower is the brain.
Or the dragon people, also known as Draconians. The orcs. Now you know where the Incredible Hulk comes from. The lion tribes.
It's just all the mythical creatures.
Holy fucking shit.
Medusa represents the nerves in your brain. The snakes represent the ventricles. That's all that it is. Yeah, I know who she is. Nah. Horse just means your brain. It's just a thought.
Okay, right? Okay, I got... Okay. Alright, so...
Hold on, I just wanted to show you the giants on the map.
Okay, right? So the timeline's all completely fucked up, and I'm going to prove it right now. Now, everything that we've been talking about currently was easily accomplished because the world was all one big-ass piece at the time.
The significance of turning to stone? Huh. That's a good question. Well, when your mind's out of order, aren't you frozen in fear? Right, think about that. When your mind is out of order, right? You look at Medusa and her shit is out of order. The snakes are just going all over the fucking place, right? And you're what? Put under a spell, which turns you to stone. It freezes you in place. It gets you stuck. They were stuck by what? The fear? Right? They were afraid to look at her. Horus and the horse? I don't know, maybe. I mean, they might use it to control you, but I'm not really scared of too much, guy. If I was, I wouldn't be able to speak to you about the things that I speak about so freely.
Okay?
Is this the giants? I just want to show you the giants, yo. Hold on.
That was what Zeus did. He killed. See, this is his head.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Okay, right. Now, check this out, right? Now, as far as that...
Oh, that's because everybody's getting all crazy
I gotta
about the
make this video real
genealogy.
quick so that I can set the record straight. Because if you ever notice, just completely as the earth. Okay, right. So I know it's a lot of you are thinking. Okay, but Jason, what about all the temples that are this shit? Now, if you dig into. All right, so now that we've already covered all that shit, let's get back to the fucking map, the regular map. Okay, we're gonna get back to the regular map of things.
Where's the
Okay, so
giants
check
at,
it out.
yo?
Now, all right. Now this is the thing, right? Now this is further proving that everything sprang from this area. Okay. Now the story, if you've noticed, the Sumerian,
Fall of Pangea.
the Indian, the Mongolian, the people in Kazakhstan, Sweden, Norway, all these different places that you find ancient civilizations all have depictions of Dagon, the fish god. Now, why was that Dagon the fish god, and what was his story? Well, Dagon the fish god.
If you think the book of Enoch...
Well, it's...
I want you to see the giants on the map,
Okay,
yo.
now follow me along here for history.
What the fuck?
Well,
Yo, I broke it. Okay, so running through history, we're going to go back to the map so I can show you where the vengeful now because... Okay, so let's get back into the world history. So, because of what was going on in the turns...
if you think the book of Enoch...
So, I know what you're thinking. Jason, you interrupted the story as to show it. You can't shapeshift. It's only so much. Well, holy
Oh, there we go.
Get ready for
Check
this
this
one.
out.
It's gonna fuck you up.
It's number 26.
All right,
Look.
ready for this? First, we have the giant skull. Now, the interesting that we discovered about the giant skull is that...
Sorry, Gypsy.
The top of the skull, where Egypt is, would be the top part of the skull where the pineal gland would be, which is why the 3 pyramids are sitting in fucking Egypt. Interesting, right? Okay, it gets worse. It gets much worse. First off, here's your world turtle right here. Okay, this is the world turtle right here. Comes out, goes round like this, right? And this is one of the fins, right? Now the reason that you can't see the world turtle completely is because right next to the world turtle is a fucking Pegasus, okay? This is Pegasus right here. Bing, there's the horse, there's the body of the horse, there's a leg that comes out this way, and a leg that goes out that way, and the back of it goes this way, right? Now that's Pegasus, right? But right next to the Pegasus is the Chinese dragon, which is also known as the world dragon in Greek mythology, or the Chinese dragon in Chinese folklore, right? Right? But then, if you flip the map again, at the very top of the map, you've got, you ready for this? You ready for this shit? Look, 1 head, 2 head, see the neck? See the shape of the neck? 3 head, 4 head, 5 head, 6 heads of the Hydra. That's why it comes down this way. Hydra had a giant fat body that led down to this skinny little tail back here hanging off at the end, right? You flip it again, you come over here, and what do you got here? Oh, the fucking griffin, right? This is a griffin, isn't it? Isn't that a griffin? You don't see the head with the beak going down to the neck, to the chest, to the arm that sticks out here, to the other arm that goes over here and curls up. Then here's the body of that, and that's only on top of what appears to be Godzilla. I don't think that was a Titan. I think I was wrong with that. I'm pretty sure this is Godzilla right here. I'll show you in a second. See? Head, you see the shoulders, see the back. It could be Godzilla or it could be a fallen Titan. We're not really sure on that one anymore.
No, the maps can't be real, yo.
Gut, and here's the leg line, because that's where that fat ass leg comes from, right? But wait a minute. So for me, it leaves the question: did they leave this map created like this on purpose to fuck us up and throw all these mythological creatures on the map, or is this the correct map of the world and we're just being lied to and told that it's not, so that we can't find these things? I don't know. You decide. Next part coming soon.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if if the maps are real, yo. I can't say that the maps are real, because not for nothing, but they definitely put a whole bunch of fucking mythological creatures all over the map. You want to watch it again? It's on my profile, man. That's my completed world history playlist. I think that's number 26. All you gotta do is look for the completed world history playlist. You'll probably like everything on there. That shit went viral like crazy. Like, that whole playlist was just viral as fuck. It's just nobody's seen it in like 2 years. I don't know if any of the maps are real, bro. Did you not just see all the shit that I showed you was on the map? I don't think the maps are real, guy. They can't be. What do you want to know about history? I don't know all of it, but I know what I know. Dawg, the maps can't be real, yo. Everybody want to argue about the maps. The maps can't even be real, yo. They're not even real. But yeah, you gotta get that mind right, man. Because, you know, you gotta unravel that maze. Right. I like this image. What's enlightenment feel like? A burden. If one can claim to be enlightened, it would only be a burden. My guy, I've been thinking about crazy shit my whole life. It's not anything from, it's just a different subject for me. I can unlearn everything. See, you got to accept that you don't know anything. You don't, just because you were taught something doesn't mean that it's true. A lie is still a lie no matter how many lips it comes off of. You understand? Hey, look, for those of you that want to be able to go live, let me give you a hack. Let me give you a hack. Because a lot of you, I know you want to come in here and talk to me and shit. And, you know, I don't mind talking to the people that I know and stuff. You know, I'm just a little sketchy about newcomers. Oh, you motherfuckers. Right? But if you want to be able to go live, right? Just search Follow Train. And just go through all the Follow Train posts and just like everything on the posts. And I promise you, if you do that once a day for a week, you'll be able to go live by the end of the week. You'll get 1,000 people quick. All you got to do is go and like their comment, and they're going to come and follow you. Hey, yo, my goal, I tried to help everybody out. Look, let me show you why I tried to help everybody out, right? Because look, this is why I try to get everybody to start a Follow Train on my fucking profile.
That the English language was purposefully manipulated in order to keep us in a low vibration.
Oh, see, you see how I tell you about stuff and then later on other people start talking about it, yo? You see what I mean? Like, that shit irritates the fuck out of me, yo. Like, do you realize that up until I told you guys about how the fucking English language is flat, it showed you how the frequencies have changed off of the words that are being taught and how that affects the way that your vibrations go through your fucking... Do you understand that? Until I showed you that, you weren't really seeing nothing about that, and now all of a sudden everybody's switching, right? Everybody used to say some shit about, what do they used to fucking talk about? It was the same thing, man. It's so aggravating, you know? Like... Hey, yo, think about it, right? Up until you heard that live with me, everybody else that you talked to about it told you that English language is a perfect language and that it's an angel language and that was constructed perfectly because it equals up to like 777 or some bullshit like that and da-da-da, all that fucking nonsense, right? All that cover-up nonsense, right? But as soon as I start breaking down the English language to the truth of it, all of a sudden now they want to fucking start coming out with the shit. Watch. Billy Carson gonna come out saying some shit in the next fucking month. It's gonna go viral. I swear that motherfucker steals my stuff. Because look, he didn't pop up. Hey, yo, Billy Carson didn't pop up talking about all that shit until after I put out my fucking completed world history playlist. Then all of a sudden he became famous out of nowhere, yo. I swear, my shit went viral as fuck, and then all of a sudden this Billy Carson guy pops up. I was madder I was mad as shit. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, you're just ripping off my fucking playlist. Everything that I'm saying is like now all of a sudden everybody's just fucking... But I understand, I understand. I keep explaining to you that everything that you do puts everything in your universe, right? But sometimes I forget that shit. So I get it, Now look, yeah, but he doesn't tell you the truth. That's the problem, is like his version is a cover-up. It's more of the same bullshit. So it's hard to fuck with him. Because he's pushing the narrative, but at the same time, he's also not pushing the narrative. Like, he's mixing the bullshit with the good shit. That way, you buy the bullshit as he's giving you the good shit. It's the underlying. But fuck, what was I about to show you guys? What was it that we were about to... Oh, look, yo. Hold on a second. What the fuck was that? Where is it? Where is the... There it is. Let me show you something, right? This is why I've been trying to get everybody on my page to do a follow thing, right? Look at this. Do you know how much money you'll save if you actually take the time to build your profile? Like, this is why I've been trying to get y'all to... I got 60,000 people on my profile. 75,000 now. I've gone up 10,000 people in the like last couple weeks. But look, right? Look, listen to me. Listen. If there's no other reason for you to start duetting popular videos and fucking with the algorithm and shit, this alone should be your reason. Do you know what these are? These are businesses that want me to advertise their stuff. Do you know that 95% of these businesses give you free products to advertise? Do you realize that you can stop buying all of your regular little bullshit that you buy? All you got to do is accept the right business opportunity. It's not all shit products. It's actually not. It's actually, I got this tablet off of there for the same thing. Same way. You get me? That's how I got this tablet. This is a shit tablet. This thing works. Hey, it works great for me. I don't know what you're talking about, but this thing works great for me. I've been doing all my videos and things with this shit since I got it. Since the day that I fucking received it. Like, this thing's fucking wonderful. As far as I'm concerned. Like, you know, like what the fuck? Like, Dad, let me, like, okay? Like, there's things that are in there that you wouldn't even realize that you just won't have to pay for that month. There's health products. There's supplement stores. Everything that you spend money on damn near outside of actual food, right? Anything that you could imagine outside of food, you can almost get for free just for having a couple followers on your account. I think you got to get to like 10 grand. Once you get to like 10 grand, shops will start asking you to advertise for them. You understand? Right. You plant your own food and then you get everything else that there's clothing stores in here. Right? There's a shit ton of clothing stores in here. There's all different types of clothes. Right? You can get your clothes out of this shit. You can get your fucking little gadgets, all your little Bluetooth devices. There's laptops. There's fucking... There's a TV company in here. They told me they'll give me a TV if I can sell 2 of them or 3 of them. They'll give me one for free. You get what I'm saying? Like... Dog, grow your account. You're on here enough. You're on here enough. Why aren't you doing something to make it into a source of income? All you got to do is throw up a video here and there. What's so difficult about that? If you don't want to throw up videos every day that you log into TikTok, do this, right? Just go like this. Go to your feed. Right, go to search and put in follow train. Follow train 2024 today. Look, bam, just like that, right? And all you do is look at the follow trains. Look, 676 people like that one. All right. So let's click on it. Let's see how many comments there are. All right. There's 72 comments on that, right? So you just go through the comments. You probably want to pause the shit because that noise gets annoying after a while. And you just go in and like each comment. Just do it once a day. And because you're on here every day anyway, you know, you're just scrolling through shit. Just do once a day, go through, like some, right? All you got to do is find the one, look, like this one right here. This will be a good one for you. 10,000 people on this one.
Smaller TikTok accounts
look, 4,000 comments on it.
Let's start up a follow train.
You can go through this fucking thing and like all of these things and have every one of these people. There's 4,000 comments on here. You go through, just spend one day while you're sitting there listening to music or watching TV or something like that. Just go through and fucking like each one of these motherfuckers. You can have 1,000 people in one day. All you got to do is sit there and tap like, and you'll just get people following. There's easy ways to build your account. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to help y'all get free shit. I'm not making anything off of it. I'm just helping you find out how to get some free shit. Like, they got fashion designer stuff in there and shit. Like, for people that do clothing and stuff like that. Like,
Really?
they got all that shit.
This
Oh, that was my. Oh, damn! I should have let you guys meet her. She knows all the holistic stuff. Like, she's a beast with it. Like, she's done all the research for holistic healing and stuff. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But you gotta get that mind right, man. Y'all gotta get that mind right, yo. At some point, you gotta get it right. Because you can't be bugged by the shit. But me personally, I got some shit to do. So it was good talking to you. I'm glad y'all were here. Thank you for attending. And I might be live this evening. Who knows? We'll see. What's whose name? Holistic Mama, I think. Oh, yeah, no. See, just do it the way that I just told you, yo. You can gain like 1,000 people a week. You can have that and easy. Like, look, if you went to that one post, all you had to do is click, like, all you had to do is type in follow train. That's all you type in. Just follow train. Just type that in. Don't type in the 2024 one because that's limited to this year. You just want to type in the word follow train. And you'll find that there's follow trains with like 10,000, 20,000 people on them. And all you got to do is sit there and press like. No, you don't have to follow them. Look, don't follow it. Just put it in your favorites. Right? You put it in your favorite box. That way, every day that you log in, the first thing you do is go like a fucking 1,000 comments. You get what I'm saying? Build your shit up. I'll catch y'all later.